Hello everyone, this is Mr. Yasin Osterk of İSTEK Schools. Today I'm going to be leading you through a reading exercise. And the subject of our reading today is social media. A couple of questions to focus on at the outset are the following. What social media do people use these days? So what's popular among most people? And of course, a little more personalized is what is your favorite means of social media? And obviously, on screen, we have a few examples. We have Twitter, we have Instagram, we have Facebook, and of course, there are blogs where people can write in a little more detail about subjects that are interesting to them and that they have some knowledge base of. Okay? So think about those. In preparation for the reading task, we have a little vocabulary exercise, but before we go there, I'm going to give you a couple of visuals on the kind of things we're talking about or reading about today from my own examples. For example, I'm interested in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I follow a YouTube channel called CBR, which gives me up-to-date information on Marvel and what they're doing in their film series and so forth. Also on Instagram, I like to follow a popular Canadian photographer called Paul Nicklin, and as you can see, he's got 6.5 million followers almost, and he works for National Geographic. And so these kinds of things that he posts are obviously photographs as a photographer, but also it's for awareness and environmental awareness mostly as well. And just as a sample here for anybody who would like to get started who's not familiar with blogging, of course there's eBlogger, where you can set up your own blog and try to develop a following and talk about a subject of interest of your own. Okay, and back to our little reading task. We have a preparation work of these vocabulary, the vocabulary type that's related to the subject here. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to read off the vocabulary just for pronunciation, so you can have a listen and look at the same time on how these words are pronounced. So number one, we have expertise. Number two, a trend. Number three, an audience. Number four, consistent. Number five, catchy. Number six, to charge. Number seven, a bio. And number eight, a niche. All right, and on the right side, obviously, are what we are going to match them up with. So I'm going to read through those as well. A, something that is popular right now. So what would we call that? B, the people who watch or follow a public event, for example, a film or concert. C, expert knowledge or skill in an area. D, to ask someone to pay. E, a specialized area. F, a short introduction of a person, short for biography, a little bit of a giveaway there. G, doing something in the same way over time. And H, attractive and easily remembered. So I'm going to give you about 30 seconds here. Let's see how many of them you can match up before we take up the answers. All right, so let's see how we did. Number one, expertise is obviously an expert knowledge or skill in an area. Okay, a trend, which probably many of you who follow online sites know, something that is popular right now. Number 3, an audience, of course, are the people who watch or follow a public event, for example, a film or concert. Number 4, consistent, as in to be consistent, is doing something in the same way over time. If something is catchy, number 5, it is attractive and easily remembered. An example might be, if you get that song in your head, even if you don't like it, it seems to be catchy. It stays there in your head because it's got a catchy tune or lyrics. Number 6, to charge means to ask someone to pay. So if I'm not charging for an event, for example, a free concert in the summertime or something, this means I'm not asking for someone to pay or anyone to pay. Okay. Number 7, a bio is obviously the one that was a bit of a giveaway, a short introduction of a person, being short for biography. And number 8, a niche, a specialized area. Okay, so on to our reading. And what I'm going to do is, for those of us who like to sit back and relax and just listen, I'm going to read it out loud. And then you can, of course, choose to either mute or follow up and read it yourself if you like the sound of your own voice afterwards or during. Okay, so I'm going to read through once aloud so everybody can have a listen. Okay, social media influencers. It is estimated that about 40% of the world's population use social media. And many of these billions of social media users look up to influencers to help them decide what to buy and what trends to follow. So what is an influencer and how do we become one? Well, an influencer is a person who can influence the decisions of their followers because of their relationship with their audience and their knowledge and expertise in a particular area, for instance, fashion, travel, or technology. Influencers often have a large following of people who pay close attention to their views. They have the power to persuade people to buy things, and influencers are now seen by many companies as a direct way to customers' hearts. Brands are now asking powerful influencers to market their products. With some influencers charging up to $25,000 for one social media post, it is no surprise that more and more people are keen to become influencers too. If you are one of them, then here are 5 tips on how to do it. Number 1, choose your niche. What is the area that you know most about? What do you feel most excited talking about? Find the specific area that you're most interested in and develop it. Number 2, choose your medium and write an interesting bio. Most influencers these days are bloggers and microbloggers. Decide which medium, such as your own online blog, Instagram, or Snapchat, is the best way to connect with your followers and chat about your niche area. When you have done that, write an attention-grabbing bio that describes you and your specialty area in an interesting and unique way. Make sure that people who read your bio will want to follow you. Number 3, post regularly and consistently. Many influencers post daily on their social media accounts. The more you post, the more likely people will follow you. Also, ensure that your posts are consistent and possibly follow a theme. Number 4, tell an interesting story. Whether it is a photo or a comment that you are posting, use it to tell a story that will catch the attention of your followers and help them connect with you. Number 5, make sure people can easily find your content. Publicize your posts on a variety of social media. Use hashtags and catchy titles, and make sure that they can be easily found. There is no point writing the most exciting blog posts or posting the most attractive photographs if no one is going to see them. Most importantly, if you want to become a social media influencer, you need to have patience. Keep posting and your following will gradually increase. Good luck. So after you've read, we have some multiple choice questions for you here. So if you take a look, I'm going to let you try and answer them yourself first, and then we'll take them up. I'm going to read through the questions and answers so you can hear them out loud. And then, of course, we'll take them up together. Number 1, a social media influencer is not someone who A, guides the decisions of their followers, B, is an expert in a particular area, C, pays their followers to buy products, D, has many followers who pay attention to their opinions. Okay, so pay attention. A social media influencer is not someone who does one of these things. Number 2, companies want to use influencers to help A, sell their products to their followers, B, develop new products, C, write their blog spots, or D, design their websites. Number 3, if you want to be an influencer, your bio on your social media account shouldn't A, say who you are, B, talk about your niche area, C, be interesting, or D, be the same as other people's bios. Remember the question was, your social media account shouldn't. Okay, number 4, you should make sure that you post A, once a month, B, every day for the first month, and then once a month after that, C, about similar subjects, or D, about all sorts of different things. There are another couple of questions here. Number 5, you can make sure that people find your post by A, using hashtags, B, using funny or memorable titles, C, using different social media to link to your post, or D, doing all of the above. Number 6, what should the title of this blog post be? A, 5 ways to influence people, B, 5 ways to use influencers in marketing, C, 5 tips on becoming a social media influencer, or D, 5 tips on making money as an influencer. Okay, so I'll allow you to finish up there. Let's take a look at the answers. So number 1, it was obviously asking a social media influencer is not someone who, and obviously this is not someone who pays their followers to buy products, right? Okay, they are paid to give advice to their followers. Number 2, companies want to use influencers to help do what? Well, as we just said, A, sell their products to their followers. Number 3, if you want to be an influencer, your bio on your social media account shouldn't, so what's the thing you don't want your bio to be, is you don't want it to be the same as other people's bios. You want it to be unique and interesting. Number 4, you should make sure that you post. How often or what about? Well, not once a month, and not every day for the first month and then giving up, for going once a month. But C, you should make sure it's about similar subjects so people can follow a theme. Okay, and D, of course, you want to have to post about all different things. That would be way too taxing or just confusing and all over the place. Okay, next 2 questions. Number 5, you can make sure that people find your post by doing what? Obviously, all of the above. Number 6, what should the title of this blog post be? Well, hey, your leanings might be a little bit different, but obviously, according to the article, 5 tips on becoming a social media influencer. Okay, heavily weighted towards making purchases and things like that, but that's not the only thing involved. Okay. Moving on, a little true or false section here, consisting of 6 questions. So I'm going to read them out loud first, and then I'm going to give you a little time to run through them, another 30 seconds after. Okay, so have a listen first. Number 1, an influencer needs to know about as many topics as possible. For example, fashion, travel, technology, and so on. Number 2, companies are paying some influencers up to $25,000 to post about their products. Number 3, most influencers write regular posts on their blogs or microblogs. Number 4, you can chat with your followers using your bio. Number 5, your posts should not only be attractive, but should tell a story. And number 6, you can become a social media influencer in a short time. So what I'll do now is I'll give you 30 seconds to check back with the reading and see for yourself what your answers are. Here we go. Okay, so let's take a look at what the answers are. Number 1, obviously, as many topics as possible. Again, we said this was probably going to be confusing. We want people to follow a theme, so that's false. Number 2, companies are indeed paying, as in the article, up to $25,000 for people to post about their products. That's true. Number 3, most influencers write regular posts on their blogs and microblogs. Of course, that's true. Regular as in every day, or at least close to that. Number 4, you can chat with your followers using your bio. That's obviously not the purpose of a bio, so if that's false. Your posts should not only be attractive, but should tell a story. And of course, that was the recommendation in the reading, so that's true. Number 6, you can become a social media influencer in a short time. Well, that's false, because obviously at the end of the article, they preach patience and mention that you will gradually develop a following. So that's that. Just another tip, if anybody is having trouble with vocabulary, recommendation I have is to go into a site called dictionary.com, where you can type in a word such as we had, like niche, and once you bring it up, it also has the added advantage of giving you an audio file for pronunciation.
Niche.
Okay, so you can listen to the pronunciation of the word, and again, when you're looking up, just like on an online dictionary, in a regular dictionary, make sure that it's the meaning that you want. So here we have 4 different meanings for noun, an adjective, verb, and obviously what we want is something akin to either number 3 here, a distinct segment of a market, or even number 5, pertaining to or intended for a market niche, having specific appeal. Okay, so something like that. The others may not be suitable to what we're looking for. Okay, so always double check which definition fits the best. Okay. Thank you very much for listening, and this is Yasin Osterk. Good luck and get to work.